The constant pressure and the tours that stretch for months, tennis stars don't have it easy, but they make it look so good. The land down under has a tennis star that's been making headlines, but if you thought that was because of his game and style, you'd be wrong, by a mile. In this video, we'll talk about how Nick Kyrgios said he wants to go to bed as he won twice in one day. Let's begin with the sleepy tennis star. If we could, we'd also sleep for hours on end, but it's life that keeps happening around us that doesn't let us chill and sleep in peace. It's the same with Australian tennis star Nick Kyrgios, who got tired after playing the game and winning it twice and wanted to go to bed. While most of us have the same feelings all the time, not all of us are vocal about it. But what fear does Kyrgios have? He went ahead and said he wanted to go to bed. No problem at all. If only we had all that confidence. The Australian superstar headed off to the ATP finals full of adrenaline after the epic fight he previously had despite his brutal 5 a.m. bedtime. If we had to sleep at 5 a.m. and wake up to play sports, we wouldn't have the energy to go through with it. But maybe that's why he's such a big tennis star and we aren't. Anyway, the Jack-in-the-Box star will have a shot at another ATP title after the Australian crushed 2 opponents in one day. But things have been looking pretty good for him because the Wimbledon runner-up swept off Swedish youngster Mikael Ymer in the semifinals. That win marks another big dance appearance in a memorable year. The hot-headed talent has apparently just begun, and he's got a long way to go in his already outstanding career. He also formed up for a big forehand against the Swedish youngster whom he, defeated 7-6 and 6-3. Quite a big margin there in the second round. Props to Mikael for holding his own against the beast that Kyrgios is. Next up, the tough lifestyle. But things haven't been easy for the Australian star as he sits at number 37 right now in the world after a Wimbledon points ban limited his rise up the ranks. This point has made him storm past American Marcos Gaurin, 14th seed Tommy Paul, and power server Francis Tiafoe on his way to the last two. And Licht also disrupted play in his round of 16 match against Riley Opelka, which meant that when Kyrgios came off the pitch last night, specifically 1 a.m., he had to fight back against Tiafoe that night. Late night matches are not it, man. We feel bad for these players. Nights are to curl up in bed and go to sleep, and these sentiments are obviously shared by Kyrgios. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on this video talking about it. But apparently, Kyrgios couldn't even sleep when he had the time. That's the reason behind his 5 a.m. bedtime that we've been so focused on. Anyway, Kyrgios moved towards the net in his round of 16 against Riley Opelka and had very little sleep right before what could be his 7th ATP title, and not to forget his 2nd Washington Open trophy. And finally, the bedtime conundrum. So what's all the hoopla about wanting to go to bed? After the semifinal, Kyrgios revealed that he's gone to bed at 5 a.m. and insisted, while in bed, that his energy wouldn't be affected for the game on Sunday night, American time. Oh yeah, we're all familiar with this lie we tell ourselves. Let's just scroll meaninglessly for 5 more minutes on social media. It wouldn't hurt. And what's the end result? We go to work looking like we've just been rotating inside the washing machine for 2 hours and drinking coffee like it's water. The 27-year-old said that he didn't fall asleep until 4:50 a.m. Why? Because he had just so much energy after the Tiafoe game. He also revealed that he'd gotten treatment and his body was sore after the previous night. But that fight had been epic. My adrenaline for the final will be there soon, and I'm really looking forward to it, he finished. It couldn't be easy for him, as he had jetted off across the pitch after a return from Djokovic Wimbledon final in July of 2022. In what many tennis fans would consider a wild tournament, Kyrgios fought the doubles with his American partner, Jack Sock, to reach the final after Alex de Minaur and Tiafoe pulled out of their semifinals. That's when Kyrgios smoked 35 aces against Tiafoe and screamed, "I want to go to bed," in the 3rd set of the game. Now he's set to face Yoshihito Nishioka after he saved 5 match points and kept his title alive. And Yoshihito isn't someone he can take easy as he defeated Australian de Minaur and won against Andrey Rublev for 1st and straight sets. But Kyrgios also isn't someone that'll easily be beat. He held up his 2nd silver plate during the awards ceremony on center court at Wimbledon and will have the opportunity to win 2 titles in less than 5 hours if he wins a singles match. And you know what? We expect that from him. The bully has been on an amazing streak since June when he stunned all tennis fans as he performed like a champ in his maiden Grand Slam against Novak Djokovic, who currently is number 6 and defeated him. We see a pretty remarkable future for the Aussie and wish him the best of luck. Oh, and we also hope he gets to go to bed whenever he wishes. Now that we're done with news about Nick Kyrgios, why don't we do something a little different and talk about other tennis stuff and other related news? We'll start off with Aussie John Millman slammed after Novak Djokovic tweet. Novak Djokovic has been making headlines for his controversial stance against the COVID-19 vaccine and has also been banned from major tournaments. But now, relating to Djokovic, the Aussie tennis star John Millman has also sparked a Twitter firestorm after giving his opinion on Novak Djokovic's US Open status. He took to Twitter to reveal that he's pulled out of an ATP 250 event in Mexico after testing positive for COVID-19. And that's when he took the opportunity to question why Djokovic was currently banned from entering the US to play in the tournament. His tweet was something along the lines of how he was in the United States and didn't feel like too many people were following any recommendations or guidelines for COVID there. He continued the tweet with, "Which is fine, but therefore I can't see why @DJokerNol can't come and compete." Djokovic revealed that he's been preparing to compete at the final Grand Slam of the season, but he still refuses to get vaccinated. And the problem is that all visitors to the United States need to be fully vaccinated against the virus. Then Serena Williams has pointed dig at Margaret Court in retirement reveal. We have some more tennis controversy. The American tennis star Serena Williams took a dig at Margaret Court after she announced her retirement retirement from the US Open. The 23-time Grand Slam champion stated she'll hang up the racket for good after her home Grand Slam in New York. That'll start later this month. She told Vogue magazine that she wants to grow her family and doesn't want to do that while she's playing tennis. As she opened up about her desire to have more children, Williams also took a shot at the Aussie tennis legend Court. Williams has 23 Grand Slam titles and is just behind Court's all-time record of 24. But she said that's not a problem for her because she won 23 times, several out of those while going through a second pulmonary embolism and C-section. And not just that, she played while breastfeeding and played through postpartum depression. She continued on to say that she could have easily gotten 30 Grand Slams and she wanted to be the GOAT, but didn't pass Court's record, which she achieved before the Open era began in 1968. She said she wanted that record that Court holds, but day to day she's not really thinking about her. And lastly, Serena Williams plays down expectations for US Open. Serena Williams has returned to the tennis stage after a one-year absence from the WTA due to a hamstring injury, but lost in the first round. Commenting on it, she said that unfortunately she wasn't ready to win Wimbledon this year, and she doesn't know if she'll be ready to win in New York. But keeping the hopes of the fans alive a little, she did say that she'll try. She acknowledged how her fans want her to beat Court's record and agrees that it's a good fantasy, but she isn't looking for some ceremonial final on-court moment before her retirement. She also said, "I'm terrible at goodbyes, the world's worst, but please know that I am more grateful for you than I can ever express in words, and I'm gonna miss you." This should be good enough for the fans if they know their idol is happy with their retirement as it is. That's it from our side today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or thoughts about Nick Kyrgios' "I want to go to bed" scream after he won twice in one day, comment below. See you in the next one.